first of all, we are starting subsidies solutions, subsidies and its opportunity, distortion, direct benefit transfer, GEM. Subsidies are one of the quintessential attribute of any welfare state. India at the eve of independence was left with uphill task of socio-economic development, remarkable by utmost non-existence. Masses lived in abject poverty, illiteracy. We were not producing enough foods. Hunger was there. Expectancy was only 32. In short, there was crisis and industry, health, education, partly due to colonial legacy and founding father of democratic India. Like 70 years down our line, only few problems like poverty still stubbornly remains presently problem. So latest economic survey that despite spending 3.77 lakh crore, transformation impact on standard of living of masses while subsidy has helped poor people to do fighting in life. Main allegation on the subsidy is that through subsidy money meant for poorest is appropriated by richer section. Subsidy, are they solution to a problem or are they themselves a problem? So making basics necessary affordable to poor people, an extension of consumer service to prepare a foundation of various economic sector like private sector, and when economy is a lower stage develop, it is often unavailable affordable for private sector to stay in production. So mainly of there are limited resources with private sector and externalities. In such case, government do hand holding by supporting private sector by extending subsidies. So subsidies should be aimed at specific development objective. On achievement of these objectives, subsidies should be phased out, and it is only then that subsidies can go well will an undistorted market. So in a democracy, subsidy once extend political sensitive issue and government suffer huge political risk, and new subsidy are extended which pile up on older ones, and they soon consume scarce revenue. This take heavy toll on other expenditure and they are forced to cut allocations and infrastructure revenue. So higher subsidy push up fiscal revenue deficit. This fiscal deficit close probably by raising revenue, and most significantly consequences of either alternation that mean money is squeezed from the economy and lower consumption and demand. So less growth result in lower collection of tax. On other hand, subsidy burden remains even increased. Higher borrowing result in higher amounts of interest rate, and careless political motivated subsidy result in the lower revenue and productive expenditure. If government is unable to borrow money or raise tax, it will have to print new currency and subsidy supply in economy. This create inflationary trend, and subsidy regime unintendedly harm goods and socio-economic development. The subsidy are that part of government by beneficiary in economy debates between two alternative money. So consider a family of four with limited means. If this family consumes food for all this money, likely that its earning will remain same in perpetually. So it's managed 3,000 a month and 36,000 a year, but money in some returns yielding revenue and working, but then its income will gradually increase poverty, and some they will certainly will be things in past. While doing so, family will have to take care that basic needs and housing and foods in 7,000 per month. It may be quite hard, and certainly bring poverty. Same concept 17.70 like tax to GDP ratio 17.70. With this amount, government has to provide interest payment, expenses for the administration, defense, country devaluation, and panchayat development work infrastructure. So total expenditure 13.8% and 12.1% of GDP and 1.7% GDP for capital expenditure, and non-plan expenditure is 9.5%. So we have giving them total non-plan expenditure. Interest payment is 36, defense 12, subsidy 24%, grants 6.3, pension 7.3. So first is interest, then subsidy, then defense service, then grants, then pension. It goes without saying that it is in interest of nation to minimize this consumption part of expenditure and increase allocation to capital expenditure, which is to just 1.7% of GDP. And most of component of above list are inflexible and cannot be reduced unless there is higher growth. Pension are blooming as there is consistent increase in life expectancy. Demographic spectrum of India. Grant to states are also expected to go up, and government commitment toward federalism. So significant scope of reduction in subsidy as they are infested rampantly with problem of mistargeting and leakage. And just shifting to cash transfer and distribution of subsidy LPG, so it's 50,000 crore. So some subsidy led distortion in market like energy subsidy, agriculture sector is perhaps having more justiciable, but situation of farmers country on their line, water, electricity for the agriculture use heavily subsidized. Politics squeezed into economic costs, and most government has failed to ensure rational and sustainable use of subsidized water and electricity. In a large part of groundwater is being extracted indiscriminately, electrical pump, and this led to dramatic fall groundwater and will have gone dry, and earth often gets contaminated together with erratic monsoon also. To remedy this problem, plans to separate agriculture feeders and Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana supply electricity. This was the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana is there and making Gujarat a power surplus state. Next is subsidized fertilizer. Nutrient-based subsidy (NBS) was introduced objective to promote balanced use of fertilizer and limits fertilizer subsidy of government. Idea was to fix subsidy as a nutrient in fertilizer and leave the determination of price to supplier. Presently, urea is not covered under the scheme, and consequently subsidized price of urea remain stagnant. Significantly, on the other hand, potassium, phosphorus are covered under scheme given to supplier and they change maximum retail price as per market. Secondly, micronutrients are also covered and urea is still controlled by P and PK. As a result, actual ratio is 4:2:1. Urea doesn't give any additional benefits and degrade the soil and harm the crops. Quality of crop depends upon use of diversified mixed macro and micronutrient, and consumption have increased 59 to 66%, and consumption of fertilizer declined, and fertilizer subsidy was 11%. Large part of this went to production and consumption and urea. Due to the excessive use of fertilizer, groundwater getting polluted and chemical bioaccumulation problems impacted the health. Apart from urea, farmers not even getting benefits due to NBS in case of subsidized potassium and phosphorus. Subsidy is provided to manufacturers who in turn are responsible to pass the subsidy to farmers, and rather manufacturers have increased their price forming a cartel and have usurped subsidy mean for farmers. So Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer have taken review and registered it is has planned to penalize the cancel the registration. Now mistargeting the fertilizer. So rich farmer of Punjab, Haryana depends on the lot of sufficient supply of water also. So India is rainfed subsidy is concerned overwhelming by the irrigated state. Now cultivation of wheat, rice and sugarcane at cost of pulses, horticulture crop and cost but nutrient grains. Consumption pattern in India is shifting rapidly from calorific rich diet to protein vitamin rich diet. And despite this protein base India abnormally expensive. Protein for India masses is pulses, and there are clamor of issue skyrocketing price in pulses, and India subsidy regime has its hand behind this problem. Pulses most suitable to the grown in area of Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh, area under the cultivation sugarcane, high fair and remunerative price, and this create two problems: deprive India of their sources of protein, water sizzling crop, and this crop is sucking scarce water rapidly, and monsoon fail against this time, and mainly the Marathwada had no escape. Now, ironically, pulses are water efficient, capacity to regenerate the soil by process of nitrogen, and farmer chooses crop like sugarcane. Sugarcane is suitable to be grown in area of Bihar and Bengal, but it is not due to lack of electricity. And since case of cultivation of wheat and rice, yield of the larger quantity per hectare that crop like pulses, higher MSP for pulses is not so high, and value of produce more remunerative for farmers. So prefer conventional grain, huge stockpile of wheat and rice, government inventory which decay and carry forward. On the other hand, India has to import 25% of consumption of pulses. Railway subsidies of cross subsidization like Volsys Pride Index 225% and phases sleeper class, second class travel rose 144 and 106. Railway runs heavy losses, constructs as subsidy to the passengers and failed to expand capacity, improve the quality. And when British left, India network was 5200, now it's 64,000. So, freight carriers railway are even more uncompetitive. Subsidized passenger, higher freight charges, 65% railway revenue, and now it's does only 33%. This is due to shifting of freight carriage from railway and road, and which much costlier, more polluting, and more time consuming. Agriculture finance farmer are entitled to pre-harvest loans, 7% interest rate, and allowed 3% subvention in case of timely payment. Post-harvest losses are there. Economic survey noted these three discrepancy. One, trend indicate that amount for the single loan is increasing, and it means subsidy is the going in favor of rich farmers. Two, extension of subsidized credit months of financial year indicate reluctant bank otherwise unable to meet the priority sectors, and it's unlikely that this way credit will reach to this desirable party. So agriculture credit is getting concerned on perishable and urban area, money being diverted to the non-agriculture use. Food inflation is also a problem, and it means like these are available to consumer at cheaper price, where India till couple of years back witnessed spiraling double-digit inflation and expensive food even when world was reeling under deflation. This distortion is mainly due to increasing input cost to farmers with persistent increased minimum selling price, and this forced government agency FCI to procure food grain in open-ended manner. So government ends up procurements, and apart from this 33% of food grain are captively consumed by farmer, and total food grain for open market this it culminate in the absorbed and shortage of grains in the market. So upward a million of tons grain stored in FCI. Now, Food Security Act are sufficient only fulfill 50% requirements of food and 50% insufficient to EPDS. Remaining 50% food grain needs household. So, well-intended system may be actually work counter to this extent. Direct benefit transfer solution is there, like fiscal saving, assuming the explicit subsidy state currently from like DBT is curbed this expenditure 15%, which conservative estimate current leakage, and government around 50,000 crore which can be used more efficiently, given that government is capable of selling through implementation, comparative smooth manner, support from beneficiary, and this investment and land acquisition. Root corruption is there, knowledge subsidized fertilizer diverted to industrial use, kerosene and mixed in diesel and PDS. So subsidy regime has nurtured a mammoth corrupt ecosystem. DBT is implemented, everything will be sold in market, and fair price shop will be PDS shop, food in full center issue, and the question of giving away PDS commodity illegitimacy. Further, direct transfer will eliminate intermediary, will end system of send seeking from beneficiary. Otherwise, there is rampant system illegitimate commission which is collected by government official where they have power to stop deny the benefits, is likely to control inflation. Distortion created by subsidy regime discourage the investment, and it is expected that recent deregulation of diesel will increase production and private reopen retail outlet, and they will create competition. Further, trading purchase at market price, like subsidy on urea farmer to use it more, and created huge demands for urea, and scenario increased government subsidy and urea manifolds. Similar with the food grains also, better nutrition when it's cash transfer to poor and including more items, pulses and egg, and increase the protein intake. However, there is this that some household will misuse social alcohol, tobacco, gambling is there, but a targeted beneficiary for cash transfer. This step is likely to empower the women. Pahal scheme is there, transfer of direct benefit for liquided petroleum. It is about 3 crore fake beneficiary and which contribute 15,000 crore. Direct cash transfer is also being implemented. Manrega result in reduction in delay and fake payments. And direct benefit transfer for fertilizer, kerosene is government facing problem for beneficiary determination. GM Trinity is there. Direct benefit transfer intend to transfer subsidy directly to account happen efficiently are two separate but related issues. Resolve prerequisites. But first, government is banking upon Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana under more than 20 crore accounts for open, and this update most step toward financial inclusion. Under PAN scheme, pension and under National Social Assistance Grant under Manrega are being credited to newly opened Jan Dhan, and 5,000 rupees is the overdraft and 1 lakh accidental insurance. This incentive created massive demands for opening accounts. One benefit that overdraft holder will regularly get rapid automation and risk of default negligible. Lack of villager doesn't have the brick and mortar bank branch and village mobile penetration. India is more than 900 million subscriber but based in rural area and 2.8 million. So 40% expect to grow spectacularly, but this world developed into digital mobile internet based cash transfer. RBI opted for differentiated banking by rolling license for payments. Small bank, a bank license as payment bank can only received provide remittance. RBI last year 11 license for payment bank to various corporate giant telecom and importantly India Post. India Post is having 1,50,000 branches, and small finance bank is there, are type like niche bank in India. Bank with a small finance bank license can provide basic banking service to deposit and lending. The aim behind is provide financial inclusion and economy is being served in the bank, such as small business units, small and marginal farmer, micro and small industry and unorganized sector. Accordingly, that within the few years subsidy will find way to the bank account. Now to be sure, identify the beneficiary. Aadhaar card blazing is discussed and Aadhaar card have already issued. It will be take more universal coverage. Biometric and card ensured duplication, no wrong claims. Code when use Aadhaar card and appeal to the use provided is not mandatory. Behavioral and technical remedies we want target subsidies is better under give it up campaigning. LPG user have voluntarily giving up subsidy. Technological side, urea is being neem coated urea which enhance the agricultural productivity. So behavioral and technical remedies, urea is being neem coated and enhancing the agricultural productivity. Subsidy are meant for poor people and they shall ensure equitable redistribution resources. Subsidy extended to rich and regressive help keeping poverty, create inefficiency in economy, inflation, corruption. So economy is retarded. India case when first decade's millennium average 7.5% found in growth, jobless, unsustainable. India economy faced supply side constraints and compared to the RBI had to then control spiraling inflation and rationalization of subsidy, improve market and will then attract more investment and virtuous economy will create more employment.